হাই গাইস, তোমাদের ম্যাডাম বলছি। এখন আমাদের চারপাশে পরিস্থিতি যা বর্তমানে কোভিড-19-এর জন্যে বন্দি অবস্থায় আছি। তো এই অবস্থায় আমি তোমাদেরকে বাড়ি থেকেই কিছু নোটস কলেজের ওয়েবসাইটে দিয়েছি। তার কারণ হচ্ছে এখন সব কিছু বন্ধ আছে এবং আমরা বাড়িতে বসেই যতটা যে যেরকম পাচ্ছি তোমাদেরকে নোটস দিয়ে যাচ্ছি। তোমরা বাড়িতে সেগুলো একটু ভালো করে পড়াশোনা করো। আজকে আমি তোমাদেরকে একটু এলিমিনেশন রিয়াকশানসের যে পার্টটা অলরেডি তোমাদের ওয়েবসাইটে দিয়ে দিয়েছি E1 E2 এবং তার কিছুটা আজকে আমি তোমাদেরকে এখন একটু বোঝাবো। একটু দেখতে অসুবিধা হবে আমার স্লাইডগুলো, কিন্তু তোমরা একটু চেষ্টা করবে একটু এটা বুঝে নিতে। পরে আমি এটাকে তোমার রিয়াকশানের ফলে যে আমরা অ্যালকিন প্রোডাক্টটা পাই তার ওরিয়েন্টেশনটা কেমন হয়। 1 মিনিট। এখানে আমরা দেখব কি E1 রিয়াকশানে আমরা মোর সাবস্টিটিউটেড অ্যালকিন পেয়েছি এবং E2 রিয়াকশানসেও অলসো আমরা পেয়েছি মোর সাবস্টিটিউটেড অ্যালকিন, but become more regioselective for the less substituted alkene with more hindered base. Here we get in E2 elimination Hofmann and Sedgwick eliminated product. What is Hofmann and Sedgwick? Here more substituted alkenes, that is called Sedgwick rules, and less substituted alkenes, that is called Hofmann's rule. Here we used a bromo alkyl compound, and when we give a base we got these two types of alkenes. One is more substituted alkene, another is less substituted alkene. Now we see when we use small base, that means sodium ethoxide, we get 69% of more substituted alkene and 31% of less substituted alkene. But when we use tertiary butoxide we get 28% more substituted alkene, that means Sedgwick product, and 73% of Hofmann product, that means less substituted product. Now we see why we get these two types of product depend on this base. Now here is another example. Here Y is our leaving group. When we use Y, that means a large size of leaving group, when Y use bromine, then we get 19% of Hofmann products. Here Y is attached with the alpha carbon, and here two types of beta carbon is attached with this alpha carbon, and two types of proton, one is HA and another is HB. When HA is eliminated, then we get Hofmann product, and when HB is eliminated we get Sedgwick products. Now we see if Y is used as bromine, that means small size of leaving group, bromine is small, rather NMe3 plus and SMe2 plus, we get Hofmann product when the size of these leaving group is large. Now we discuss why we get this percentage of product. In the second page we see Hofmann stated that alkene will predominate which has least alkyl substituents. Here this beta proton H1 and this beta proton nomenclature as H2, and leaving group is NMe2 plus. Here we see that if we use NMe2 plus we exclusively get this type of amine and ethylene compound, not Sedgwick product, that means elimination of this H2 beta hydrogen. Why? We now see the reason. NMe2 group is a electron withdrawing group, and this methyl group has a inductive effect, plus I effect. Here when eliminate this H1 proton. We get this type of transition state. After elimination of proton, we get a carbanion character transition state, where this negative charge is stabilized by the NMe2 plus group, which has a plus electron withdrawing group. Now another example where fluorine is used as a leaving group. When Y is fluorine and we use sodium ethoxide, then this beta proton is eliminated by this OET minus, and a negative charge is generated here, and this carbanion character transition state is more stable as fluorine has a electron withdrawing effect. So CF bond breaking is delaying in this transition state. Therefore, we exclusively get 85% of this product, Hofmann product, not Sedgwick products, because here fluorine is small size of leaving group, but due to this electron withdrawing effect of fluorine, we get this 85% of Hofmann product. Now in the second page we see, in the second page we can conclude that when we use bromine, 31% of Hofmann, 7% of Hofmann product when leaving group is SMe2 plus, and 98% of NMe3 plus when we used. Now from this we can conclude that if the size of this leaving group is large, then we get more percentage of Hofmann product rather Sedgwick product. And second condition is if we use a branching in the base, that means when we use ethoxide we get 30% of Hofmann product, but when we use Me3CO minus or Me2EtCO, we get more percentage of Hofmann product, that means 72% and 77% of Hofmann product. Here 2 beta proton, only HA proton eliminate, maximum amount we get this type of Hofmann product. Expected Sedgwick product, because here is the bromine is the leaving group and the size of this bromine is small rather this NMe3 plus. Now we see in the transition state of this Sedgwick and Hofmann product. Here we use a general mechanism. We see that when we use B in Sedgwick reaction, here is the Sedgwick transition state. In this Sedgwick transition state, we see that this transition state is more crowded, as here this beta proton is attached with another 2 alkyl group, and in this transition state there is a more large group in this transition state. That's why this transition state is more crowded. But in Hofmann reaction, in Hofmann transition state, we see here that when we use this beta proton, which is attached only other 2 proton, not any alkyl group, we get this type of Hofmann elimination product, where this transition state is less crowded than this Sedgwick product. So from this discussion we see that the orientation of this E2 alkene product and this E2 alkene, that means Sedgwick and Hofmann product. Now I will discuss about our second topic, which is E1CB. Now I am telling you what is E1CB. Here we again see that in previous our notes we see that E1, that means elimination unimolecular, and CB, here C means conjugated and B is base. Now in E1 CB mechanism, it is an elimination catalyzed by a strong base, that is a KOH. So it looks like E2, but the leaving group is hydroxide. Here the leaving group is hydroxide, which we categorically stated cannot be in leaving group in E2 elimination. Now if we use this beta hydroxy carbonyl compound in presence of KOH, we get this type of alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Here is the mechanism. We see when we use a KOH base, this OH minus adopt this proton, because this proton is acidic proton as it is present in the adjacent to a carbonyl compound, and when we use OH, this proton is taken by this base and we get a anion which is stabilized by this carbonyl group, and this is a stabilized anionic intermediate where this negative charge is present on this O minus, and this reaction is reversible reaction and it is a first reaction. In the second step, which is a slow step, and this reaction called redetermining step, this step, here this O negative minus which is returned back and eliminate this OH beta hydroxy group, and this step is redetermining step, and this elimination is unimolecular. After this elimination we get this alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. This elimination unimolecular, so is some kind of E1 reaction, but the leaving group is not lost from the starting material but from the conjugate base of the starting material. This is a conjugate base of the starting material. So here in this mechanism we see that OH minus is used for formation of this conjugate base, but in this redetermining step it is not used, that means base is not here used, we use this conjugate base. So we memorize or we note this point that OH minus is never a leaving group, and E2E reaction OH minus is never a leaving group, but it can be a leaving group in E1 CB reaction. And the most reliable way to spot the likely E1 CB elimination is to see whether the product is conjugated carbonyl group. If it is conjugated carbonyl group, then we sure about this E1 CB mechanism, and the combination of a good leaving group and a acidic proton, combination of a good leaving group, remember combination of a good leaving group and an acidic proton means that the elimination is E1 CB elimination. Here is a example. Here we see if we use this double bond adjacent OH hydroxy group and a CO2 ET at this alpha position, we use mesithyl chloride and triethylamine. First this triethylamine take this proton and form a conjugate base. After this conjugate base eliminate this OMS group and we get this E1 CB product. Now we discussed here the rate equation of this reaction. The rate determining step, in this rate determining step we see that the rate is equal to constant and concentration of starting material and base. Now we see in this reaction mechanism OH minus involved in the first step, which is a equilibrium constant K, and which is a reversible step. In the second step where rate constant is depend on only this conjugate base, and here is a derivation of this E1 CB rate equation. After this derivation we see that they only depend on the concentration of starting material and also a base, but this is a unimolecular reaction. In this kinetically indistinguishable from the concerted E2 pathway, and by observing exchange of isotopic level we see that when we use this beta proton as used as a deuterium and in presence of OET we get this type of anionic transition state, and after this slow step we get this type of E1CB product. Now if we use ETOD or deuterated product, then we see when after half conversion of re-isolated these two products, then we never saw the deuterium incorporated in the starting material A or in the product C. So it is clear that the reaction does not proceed by a E1CB pathway. It is clear that it goes through a E2 elimination. Now in the second